and I am doing a study about selective attention bias in college students. In my study, we focused on selective attention bias. The study drew from participants from a college classroom. The video shown to the students had an unexpected stimuli that they were not notified about in advance. And the major points I will be covering in my presentation is the study and results, the 3 other background studies that we looked at, the importance of the study, the hypothesis, the procedure, materials, and participants, and the discussion of the end results. Selective attention bias. When people fail to notice certain aspects of their environment because their attention is focused elsewhere. It causes people to miss obvious things in their environment, and a study that we looked at how participants would not notice things when they were talking on their cell phone and had other distractions, so this can lead to problems with talking on your cell phone and driving a car. And humans can become completely oblivious to seemingly obvious things. Is another aspect of selective attention bias. So Bridemer and Simmons looked at the relationship between working memory and selective attention bias, and the study ended up showing that working memory did not correlate with selective attention bias. Drew, Bow, and Wolf had expert radiologists as their sample, and they had them do tasks that they would normally do every day in their workplace. And the results show that even expert psychologists working with a familiar task are suspect to selective attention bias. Hyman et al. Did a study involving a unicycling clown through the square, and the results showed that more than half of the participants did not notice the stimuli. The purpose of the study is to demonstrate the effects of selective attention bias in college students. And an overview is by watching a video and answering questions, these particular students exemplify selective attention bias. Hypothesis. Approximately half of the participants would not notice the gorilla the first time they watched the video because they were asked to focus on the number of passes. The participants were 21 undergraduate students, 19 female, 2 male, and they were in an introductory psychology class, and they were going to a small private university in Southern California, and also their majors and the grade level there are listed. The materials were the video, which is 24 seconds long, and the video contained specific instructions and the pencils and paper. Procedure. At the start of class, students were told by an instructor to pay attention to the following video. Topics were discussed before the video, and the video gave specific instructions on to count the number of passes made by people in white shirts. And after the video was over, students recorded the number of passes they counted, and then they were asked if they had seen the gorilla. This is a table of the number of passes counted, and the number of passes that were in the video were 15, so 15.27 is very close, and there's only a standard deviation of 2.43. This figure is showing who saw the gorilla and did not see the gorilla. 52% of the students did not see the gorilla, while 48% did. A majority of the participants correctly counted the number of passes, and the results did support the hypothesis that about 50% would not notice the stimuli. The participants only included mostly females with similar socioeconomic status and demographics. Interpretation of results. The results supported that people usually notice only relevant stimuli, which explains the accurate counting of passes. In both Drew's radiologist study and Bredmer's working memory study, the majority of participants showed selective attention bias. Bredmer's study had the largest sample, so it was actually the most statistically accurate out of all the studies looked at. And the present study is the least reliable because it only sampled